Boxing Voice.
This fight is history. You already got a lot of history. The oldest fighter to win a world title, the oldest to hold it. One piece of history that hasn't been made by anybody yet is the first person to knock Bernard Hopkins off. I asked Kovalev if that's something that he's thinking about. He says no, but you got to figure it's in his head somewhere. Do you think that part of what he's going to feel is some pressure, you know, that to be the first one to do something that nobody's ever done?
First of all, I think that anybody at the right time in the right place can get knocked out, can get severely beaten. But it's his job to do what others try to do, and it's my job to do what I've been doing. Did you like that?
Well put.
And so my thing is, there's no really pressure on me. But one thing is on Bernard Hopkins that no other fighter really have to deal with because they ain't in the situation that I've been in, is that how I continue to keep making history. And I don't think that is a time in boxing history that anyone in any weight class in any era have completely rewritten his own history. I mean, let's think about that for a minute. Now, I know sometimes it's best for others to say what I just said because it's coming from them and then you can dialogue on it. But definitely, I ain't trying to be cocky about it. Somebody might have came here, somehow didn't even think of that and didn't even ponder the thought of that. Because sometimes when I say it, I might say it as, you know, in a way sometimes without meaning it or meaning it braggadocious, like I come through it out, but I'm saying, think about it. Muhammad Ali, the greatest. Ray Robinson, greatest. Hagler, Ray Leonard. I mean, I can go on and on from older school to new school, this era, that era. When you look at that and you say to yourself, I mean, you're writing your own legacy for the future boxing champions of the world. 10, 15, 20, 30 years from now. You're going to be right here, and they got to reach that. That's motivation 10, 15, 20 years from now that no one will be able to reach. So, Bernard, when guys think they can go and do what they want to do, be the first one. He's not anyone else other than Kovalev who can punch. His record shows he can punch. He has a high percentage, I think over 90%. I think only 3 or 4 guys survived. So, have I ever been in this situation before? Well, yeah, absolutely. I got 26 years in this business. I think my health is pretty good. I think I talk more than clearly than most people that never took a punch in their life. I'm very, very, very up on history, and I take it seriously. I'm no gatekeeper for no one. They might want to characterize it as that. You beat Bernard Hopkins, you be the first one to do this. Okay, I understand. I understand that humans have a timeline of when you're supposed to go. 35, you should be done. I don't care what sport you're in America. It's the facts, y'all. I ain't making it up. So at 35, if the math is right, 2001, 1965, January 15th, I was fighting Tito Trinidad. They said I was old. They start calling me old at 35, remember? You add 5 more years on that, now you're 40. Well, you gotta be slowing up now, 45. Now, all the fighters that either got a decision over me, whether it's by my own mouth and execution, still doesn't make it right. You won, you win. You lose, you lose. Why I win or I lose a fight that I supposed to lose but didn't really lose, and the fighters that won is not around. You get punished every time you come against me with the pen. And I have patience enough to wait to see that punishment be displayed. Some had dropped off the face of the earth. Dropped dead, literally. In time. And some have sacrificed their own meal ticket for their kids' school because they got a win, but they didn't get a career. You sacrifice a win through politics and lose a fighter. I can name 10 of them that could have been champions right now today.
It took the time.
So I don't know what kind of evidence I need that I'm an alien, other than the things that's there. Don't take my word for it. The most cleanest athlete in the history of sports, period. I take care of my body. I take care of my temp. I don't even like wine in my shrimp scampi. And as chef told me, it burns off, Bernard, within seconds, so don't panic. You're not going to be staggering out the restaurant, never riding down the street. These are the things that make me different than Kovalev, than any other fighter. And I don't even know his lifestyle. God bless him. But if you think that I am what you read or might heard, or the time lapse of when you're supposed to become magnet food, old, you can't put those rules, and you won't put those rules on Bernard Hopkins, because as long as I got to continue to show and prove, it's not to prove, but really to show that I am who I am. I got more fans this year than I didn't have last year because of the alien, literally. I'm a part of y'all, but I'm definitely not y'all. Any more questions before we take their pictures?
Bernard, does it also make you an alien that you are probably one of a few guys you can count on one hand that consistently seek out the toughest opposition out there? You know, there's a lot of low-risk, high-reward fighters out there today, and I'm sure you recognize that. You constantly, and Kovalev's probably another one of those guys, which probably makes it such an interesting matchup, but the fact that you're consistently seeking out the toughest fight.
Well, absolutely. I mean, it's meaningless for me to fight someone that I don't have a motivation to believe it's a threat there. I mean, it's a threat there. It's a threat. That's the only thing that I feel that for the last 15 years of my career. I mean, I've took on the best in every era that I've been in every weight class. I even pondered one time going up to heavyweight fighting David Hay, as you remember. I even talked about fighting James Toney at cruiserweight. Made the Ring magazine cover, ready to go. Couldn't get the deal done. See, this is what they call a pattern of mine. This is nothing new. I want the best. Hagler fought the best. Ray Leonard fought the best. The Alis of the world, they fought the best. I'm from the era where I fought the best. I fought the best, and that's important to me, to be able to do something that others tried to do or couldn't do or out of reach to even think about doing. To achieve undisputed status, the best in that division, twice, 2001, and now. I mean, I mean, I don't want to be on nobody's pound for pound list when I win this fight. I'm putting it out there now. I don't want to be on nobody's pound for pound list, because putting me on a pound for pound list says that I'm human. And it says that I'm human based on the characterize me 1, 2, 3, or 4. To me, you got to make a new list. And what I'm doing now is making a new legacy and a new list and a new way to judge how, if you're great, then we got to find a word that's greater. So look in your dictionaries, your Websters. Y'all Americans know how to make up titles. Make up one. That's what y'all do. So please, don't put me on anybody's pound for pound list, because then that would make me human, right? That would make me just like them. To do the things that I've been doing, you have to humble yourself. As irritated you might be of me, who knows, right? I ain't get beat yet. I ain't on the floor yet. I ain't grabbed my mouthpiece like Tyson was. I ain't doing these things. Whatever thing might tickle your fancy in a way of not tickling, please don't put me on nobody's pound for pound list. Right? I respect the pound for pound list. But you gotta do another list for me everywhere. Think about it. You gotta actually sit down and say, where do we put this man at? Right? We can't put him in the top 10. He's doing something that no one ever done. So to put me in the category where everybody basically 2-time champion, 3-time champion, 4-time champion on another belt, that's been done multiple times. What I've been doing for the last 10, 15 years of my career is supposed to have been over by the math, do the numbers. Just say 15, right? I suppose it's been done in 15, right? 15 years ago, 49, subtract. 15 out of 49 leaves you 37, 34. Okay, I never passed math, but listen. Listen, but I supposed to have been done around the T. I supposed to have been done. When this fight's over with, now I have given another undefeated fighter, which I've got a history too, starting from Tito. Well, not the big name Tito, but it started Joe Lipsy. I love fighting guys with undefeated record. I'm a little envy of that. Oh, right. So I want to be the first one, right? That fighter no more longer be called a virgin. He's been had. He has a one, right? I've made more than 2 times I've done this. I made a history.
The Boxing Voice.